Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we're diving deep into some intriguing rumors and potential moves that could reshape the landscape of the NFC East, and more specifically, the Washington Commanders. The focus is on a player who might not be a household name yet but has the potential to be a game-changer, tight end Cole Kmet. Yes, you heard that right. The same Kmet who's been making waves with the Chicago Bears might soon find himself in a different uniform, and that move could have ripple effects across the division and beyond. Let's set the stage. The Commanders have been busy this offseason, making strategic moves to bolster their roster. We saw the addition of some key players on both sides of the ball, but one area that's drawing a lot of attention is the tight end position. Traditionally, this has been a bit of a question mark for Washington in recent years, especially after the departure of some veteran talents. Now, with the 2025 season approaching, the team seems to be eyeing a potential upgrade, and Kmet's name has come up as a prime target. Why Kmet? Well, for starters, the Chicago Bears have been in a bit of a rebuild mode recently, especially after drafting tight end Colston Loveland in the first round of this year's draft. That move signaled that the Bears are looking to move on from Kmet at some point, and that creates an opportunity for teams like Washington. The question is, would the Commanders be willing to pull the trigger? And what would it mean for their offense? To understand that, we need to look at the current state of the Commanders' tight end room. Zach Ertz is undoubtedly the veteran leader of that unit. He signed a one-year deal this offseason, and many believe he's playing for his future in the league. With his age and the wear and tear of the NFL, it's reasonable to consider that Ertz might hang up his cleats after the season. That leaves a bit of a gap in the roster, a gap that Kmet could fill seamlessly. Now, it's worth noting that the team did re-sign John Bates, a player who's highly regarded for his blocking skills. Bates is arguably one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, but when it comes to being a reliable pass catcher for Jayden Daniels, he's not quite at that elite level. The offense needs more than just blocking. It needs a tight end who can stretch the field, make crucial catches, and be a consistent target in clutch moments. Kmet's skill set fits that mold perfectly. He's shown flashes of being a reliable target and can serve as a safety valve for Daniels, especially in third-down situations or red zone scenarios. Now, here's an interesting twist. The Bears, with their new draft pick Colston Loveland, seem poised to shift their focus towards rebuilding their offense around Caleb Williams, their new quarterback. That suggests Kmet's future in Chicago might be limited, and they're open to trading him if the right offer comes along. This is where the Commanders could step in, especially considering their need for a dynamic tight end. But they're not the only team eyeing Kmet. Teams like the Los Angeles Chargers, New Orleans Saints, and Jacksonville Jaguars are also reportedly monitoring his situation. The Chargers, for example, have struggled to find consistent production at the tight end position. Their group, including Tyler Conklin and Will Dissly, has shown potential but hasn't established itself as a true threat in the passing game. Justin Herbert, one of the league's top quarterbacks, thrives on connecting with his tight ends, and adding Kmet could give him that reliable, athletic target he needs to unlock even more of his arsenal. The Chargers' offense, under head coach Brandon Staley, is all about innovation and explosive plays, and Kmet's ability to stretch the field and make tough catches could be the missing piece that elevates their attack to the next level. Meanwhile, in New Orleans, the Saints are making moves to bolster their offense around Spencer Rattler. Their recent acquisition of Devon Veal and the claim of Trey Palmer off waivers indicates a focus on speed and versatility at the wide receiver position. But when it comes to tight ends, they're still somewhat thin behind Juwan Johnson, who's still developing into a full-time starter. Adding Kmet could be a quick way to improve their tight end depth and give Rattler a more reliable safety net in critical moments. Remember, the Saints' offense has always thrived on versatility, and K-Met's skill set aligns well with their game plan. And then there are the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that's been reshaping its roster this offseason, especially at the wide receiver position. Following the release of Christian Kirk and Evan Engram, Jacksonville is clearly trying to build a more balanced attack around Trevor Lawrence. But with Brenton Strange stepping into a bigger role, they're still looking for that reliable, consistent threat at tight end. If K-Met becomes available, he could be the perfect addition to complement Lawrence's skill set and help the Jaguars take a step forward in their offensive production. Now, considering all these factors, it's clear that K-Met's potential trade is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could impact several teams, but none more than the Washington Commanders. The team's offensive coordinator and head coach are looking to maximize Jaden Daniels' talents, and having a tight end who can contribute both in the passing game and as a blocker is vital. With K-Met's ability to make contested catches and create mismatches against linebackers and safeties, he would instantly become a favorite target for Daniels, especially in critical situations. The dynamics of this possible trade are fascinating. Chicago is in a rebuilding phase, and with the new draft pick, they're signaling that they're ready to move on from K-Met. This gives the Commanders a real shot at acquiring him before other suitors swoop in. It's a strategic move, one that can pay dividends for Washington if executed correctly. The team's offensive scheme, led by Daniels, would benefit immensely from a tight end who can do it all: block, catch, and create space in the middle of the field. But it's not just about what K-Met can bring to Washington now. It's also about the future. If Ertz decides to retire after the season, K-Met could step into that role as the primary tight end, becoming a cornerstone of the offense for years to come. Plus, his youth and athleticism fit perfectly with the team's vision of building a modern, explosive offense that can compete at the highest level. Of course, the big question remains: will the Bears actually trade K-Met? And if they do, which team will be the first to make that move? It's a story that's still unfolding, and as fans, we have to stay tuned, because this could be a defining moment for the Commanders and their quest to contend in the NFC East. The division is highly competitive, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants all eager to claim their stake at the top, but a move like this could tip the scales in Washington's favor, giving them a new weapon to deploy against their rivals. Now, imagine the possibilities. Having a tight end like K-Met lining up alongside Daniels, creating mismatches against linebacker groups or safeties. It opens up so many options in the playbook, from quick slants to red zone fades, and even play-action passes that can catch defenses off guard. It's exactly the kind of upgrade that can turn a good offense into a great one, especially in a league where every yard and every play counts. And let's not forget the importance of the division. The NFC East has become one of the most competitive divisions in recent years, with teams constantly upgrading and making bold moves. The Commanders are no strangers to that, and a potential acquisition of K-Met would send a clear message. They're serious about contending and evolving their roster to match the best. It's about building a team that can not only compete this season, but also establish a winning culture for the years ahead. Looking at the bigger picture, this kind of move also reflects the strategic mindset of the Commanders' front office. They're not just looking for short-term fixes. They want to build a balanced, versatile roster that can adapt to different game situations. Adding a player like K-Met fits perfectly into that philosophy. It's about maximizing talent, depth, and flexibility, which are crucial ingredients for sustained success. So, as we keep an eye on this story developing, remember that the NFL offseason is full of surprises. Trades happen when you least expect them, and they can change the trajectory of a franchise overnight. For Washington fans, this potential move is exciting because it signals growth and ambition. It shows that the team is willing to make bold moves to improve, and that they see a future where K-Met could be a central figure in their offense. In conclusion, the possibility of trading for Cole K-Met is one of the most intriguing stories to watch in the NFL right now, and especially for the Washington Commanders. Whether it materializes or not, it highlights the strategic thinking behind roster building and the desire to stay competitive in a tough division. The coming weeks will be crucial, and as fans, we need to stay tuned, stay supportive, and keep believing in the team's vision for a brighter future. Because, at the end of the day, every move counts in the NFL, and the Commanders are clearly looking to make theirs count. So keep your eyes open because big things are on the horizon, and we'll be here to bring you all the updates as they unfold. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think K-Met would be a perfect fit for the team? Or do you believe the front office should look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of the Commanders. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this journey together, and I can't wait to see what's next for this exciting team. Thanks for sticking with me today, and as always, go Commanders!